quiet our fears. Quiet us to hear your voice and speak to us now. We are listening. Amen.
Then Judas Iscariot, one of the 12, went off to the chief priests to hand Jesus over to them. Hearing what he had to say, they were jubilant and promised to give him money. Then Judas started looking for the opportune moment to betray Jesus. On the first day of the Feast of the Unleavened Bread, when it was customary to sacrifice the Paschal lamb, the disciples said to Jesus, "Where do you want us to prepare the Passover supper for you?" He directed 2 of the disciples and said to them, "Go into the city, and you will come upon a man carrying a water jar. Follow him into a house he enters, and say to the owner, 'The teacher asks, where is my guest room? I want to eat the Passover meal there with my disciples.' Then you will be shown an upstairs room, spacious, furnished, with everything in order. That is the place you are to get ready for us." Then the disciples went off. When they reached the city, they found it just as Jesus had told them, and they prepared the Passover supper. As it grew dark, Jesus arrived with the 12. They reclined at table, and in the course of the meal, Jesus said, "The truth is, one of you is about to betray me, one who is eating with me." They were very upset at these words, and one by one they said to him, "Surely it's not me." Jesus replied, "It is one of you 12, one who dips into the dish with me. The chosen one is going the way the scriptures foretell. But woe to the one by whom the chosen one is betrayed. It were better had that person never been born."
Then Jesus went out and made his way as usual to the Mount of Olives. The disciples accompanied him. When they reached the place, Jesus said to them, "Pray that you not be put to the test." Then Jesus withdrew about a stone's throw from them, knelt down and prayed, "Abba, if it's your will, take this cup from me. Yet not my will, but yours be done." When Jesus rose from prayer, he came to the disciples and found them sleeping, exhausted with grief. He said to them, "Why do you sleep? Wake up and pray that you not be subjected to the trial." Whilst Jesus was still speaking, a crowd suddenly appeared with Judas, one of the 12, at their head. Judas came over to Jesus to embrace him, but Jesus said, "Judas, are you betraying the chosen one with a kiss?" They arrested Jesus and led him away, arriving at the house of the high priest. But Peter followed at a distance.
Peter sat down in the midst of those who had kindled a fire in the courtyard and were sitting around it. One of the high priest's attendants saw Peter sitting there at the fire, and she stared at him and said, "This one was with Jesus too." But Peter denied it. "I don't know him," he said. A little later, someone else noticed Peter and remarked, "You're one of them too." But Peter said, "No, I am not." About an hour later, someone else insisted, "Surely this fellow was with them too. He even talks like a Galilean." "I don't even know what you're talking about," Peter said to them. Just then, as Peter was still speaking, a rooster crowed. Jesus turned and looked at Peter. Then Peter remembered Jesus saying, "Before a rooster crows today, you'll deny me 3 times." Peter went out and wept bitterly.
Thy